So that's good. That's actually really good to know. What's up, agents? Zero here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Pocket Edition add-on showcase. Now, I know for a fact that today is Tuesday. Today is supposed to be Skyblock. However, I have something special planned for the final episode, and unfortunately I can't do it this week. I apologize. It'll be back next week. Hopefully, I can't make any promises. Also, if you happen to hear any claps of thunder while this recording is going on, I do apologize. There's currently a storm going on, and it is supposed to pass over, but I'm not willing to wait like the 2 hours or so until it's actually gone. Now that I've wasted enough time explaining what's happening. Oh, the decisions I make sometimes. Anyway, so this is a relatively interesting and, to say the least, this is actually a recipe book add-on, and if you guys have been following the PC updates for, I think it's 1.12, I'm not entirely sure, I'm not an expert, I don't play PC Minecraft often enough to know this stuff, but they added a brand new feature to PC, and that's a recipe book. Now, this is technically a resource pack that they add in to the game, which, by the way, this was created by a guy by the name of Sprinter Max, so good job to you. But here's the deal. Obviously, you do have to have the recipe book resource pack add-on, but that's not the only thing that you need to have active in order for this resource pack to actually work. First off, you have to have show advanced video settings turned on, and you have to have your UI profile set to classic. Otherwise, this resource pack is not going to work. And by the way, I do want to go ahead and mention, since I'm right here, although I technically backed out of it, I do not know whether or not this is the case for touch controls, but for those who are playing with a controller, you can obviously see that the right side of the menu is currently grayed out, and the left side, as I'm scrolling it back and forth, I'm highlighting it. See, what's going on is that first you actually have to choose the option you want with the A button, and then it'll switch over to the menu option on the right and gray out the left side. So there's that. Again, I do not know if touch controls, I was about to say PC, but this is still Pocket. Touch controls, I can't make any promises on that. So now that I've kind of wasted enough time explaining things, okay, so now we're just going to take a look at the actual GUIs themselves. And that does not look pleasant. Okay, so what I'm talking about not looking pleasant is right above my crafting table, because if you take a look down the bottom left and right hand corners, there's obviously the button key bindings for the menu, but they decide to put them above the crafting table as well. I'm not entirely sure why. I would highly recommend that the creator go ahead and remove that, because we've already got the controls down at the bottom. But as you can see, we actually have ourselves the recipe book to our left, and as I'm noticing, there is no way for me to use my controller to scroll this. I actually have to scroll this using touch controls for right now. I honestly don't know. I'm not an add-on maker nor am I a resource pack maker, so I honestly don't know whether or not this can be changed. I know for a fact for normal in-game menus, you can use your left control stick to control your highlighter, which I'm doing right now, and then the right control stick controls the scroll bars on inventory menus. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So obviously I'm using my, well, actually it's not obvious. I'm using my left control stick right now to highlight inventory items, and my right control stick up and down scrolls that, and that's not happening for this, which I don't know if there's a way to change that add-on creator. If you're not able to do that, that's fine. But yeah, this is basically all there is to it for right now. Now, according to the webpage, because I've got the webpage up on my computer for right now, this add-on is actually not complete as of right now. In fact, it's still currently a work in progress. There are only a certain amount of recipes in the book as of right now, and that's not the button I want to press. So if I were to go ahead and take out some blocks of choice, and that's actually something I was not aware of, is taking in creative mode, well, I pressed my Y button, which is quick move, and it gave me a stack, which is what's supposed to do. I did not realize it would actually tell me. So we've got ourselves some planks. I also want to grab some, let's grab some stone, because I don't know whether or not what you have in your inventory will actually end up changing some of the recipes that are in the recipe book. I don't think so, and I'm not seeing any form of updates, because I know for a fact in PC, whenever you use the recipe book, it'll change some of the recipes and the order of some of the recipes depending on what you have in your inventory and available to craft with, but I don't see that as far as I can tell. Now, as I said, this is currently a work in progress, so there's a lot to be going on in the future. And you guys might have also noticed that there's a furnace right here. I know I've been kind of ignoring it. I've just been basically focusing on the crafting table, but the GUI for the furnace has the exact same thing, and I don't have anything in my inventory in order to do this, but I still like the fact that it has this set up. So we've got ourselves food, we can smelt ores, which that is something I don't know how many of you guys were aware of. I mean, it's obvious that iron and gold, if you smelt, you can get the items from, but everything else I do not know if people are aware of. Obviously, in order to do that, you do need silk touch. Then there's the glass recipe, smelting cobblestone to stone, clay to bricks, everything in here, which I want to say, for the most part, all this is actually, in fact, complete. I am not entirely sure. So it looks to me like the crafting table is, in fact, what needs to be updated, because I'm not seeing anything missing as far as the furnace is concerned. I could be completely wrong. Those of you who are experts on Minecraft in general, which I have tried to be, even though I obviously am not, you guys will know better if there's actually anything missing from here, but it's fairly obvious that there's a lot missing from the crafting table, and I do not believe, if I go into my inventory and scroll to this GUI, yeah, there is not anything appearing for your survival inventory, because this is technically a crafting window, even though it's not a crafting table. So, and I'm not seeing anything on that. Hold on, maybe, wrong button. Maybe if I go into survival, and that is not how you spell that. There we go. Maybe if I go into survival, it might show something. Actually, yes, it does. I was not aware of that. Okay, so that's good. That's actually really good to know. So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe if we go ahead and add something into here and pull this crafting table out, does it add any recipes? It does not look like it. Okay, that's actually relatively interesting to know. I was not aware it would actually do that, but now that's actually really interesting. That is technically something that is done as far as PC is concerned, and it does, depending on how the settings are set up, which I know is a bit of a weird way to say it, it will actually add recipes to your recipe book depending on what you have available to you, and also depending on what you've unlocked so far, because I know for a fact sometimes with commands you can set so that you can unlock certain recipes and you can't actually craft them until you have said recipes, which is interesting. Now, as far as being able to do that with an add-on, I can completely understand that that would not be possible. I mean, you need to have some sort of command in the integration in order to do something like that, but that would definitely be something that would be cool to see in the future, especially since now we have the adventure mode. I was about to say survival mode, that's been in the game for a long time. That would actually be relatively cool to see if they could possibly implement something like this into an adventure map, and you can only craft things if you have the proper crafting recipe. That'd be something that'd be completely advanced, especially for an add-on. I mean, that would be kind of complicated to do, to be completely honest, but to be completely honest, that I think that would be something relatively cool to see. But like I said, as far as the add-on is concerned, I don't think that's possible. I'm just kind of getting on a tangent here about what's the difference between Pocket Edition and PC. I really need to stop getting off on these tangents. But you know what? With this out of the way, I think this is probably a good place to go ahead and end off the video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Well, more than make sure to hit that subscribe button for future content. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at AgentCPU0 to stay updated. This has been Zero Studios. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, I will see you guys later.